What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It's the Monday Mayhem Warriors live from Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, ready to talk professionalized wrestling and our Monday night coping session, which I don't know, depends on how you're dealing with your wrestling. Mondays are for wrestling. Old habits die hard. Feel free to watch something else if you're not digging WWE RAW. There's so much good weekly content out there, and I myself, I've been using it to catch up on it, whatever I like watching in wrestling or just catch up in wrestling in general, even this other WWE stuff that's on the Peacock. I've been cocking a lot tonight. So it's a good to get back into it, but once again, I think the big thing is be a fan of something again, and you don't have to be you don't have to pull yourself through Raw. It's okay if they're not delivering, and by God, they're not delivering. Like I watched Elevation live-ish, finished NXT that I didn't finish from last week, and finished the NXT UK, and watch a little bit of WCW Bash at the Beach just for the hell of it. That's how I'm catching up, and plus doing my tweets, doing my videos. I mean that's how I Monday night. That's Monday nights for wrestling, right? And Monday nights for hanging out with my buddy Mad Mike of Beacon, New York.
Yeah. God. As soon as I saw what was opening the show, I finished the episode of The Circle I was watching, and then I went back and I saw there was a musical performance with tomatoes.
With tomatoes!
With tomatoes. And not like the Taz kind of tomatoes where he's like, oh, what a tomato! Like actual tomatoes. First of all, it's a waste of food.
Mm-hmm. Especially in this economy.
Yeah, in this economy, you shouldn't be wasting perfectly good tomatoes. I mean, you can make a sauce out of those.
That's right. In this economy, it's hard to waste tomatoes on wrestling and paid $40 for a pay-per-view. But this is where we're at, I guess.
Yeah. Boy, Raw was.
We'll get into that. Also with us, also coping with this, but also coming off of a fine pay-per-view last night with Impact Wrestling, mainstream Matt of JustProWrestlingNews.com.
Yes. Hey, kids. Do you hate sitting through Monday Night Raw? Have I got the product for you? Just Pro Wrestling News. Just 5 minutes every morning, and not only will we tell you what actual consequential events occurred on the prior night's Raw, which usually takes about 30 seconds or so. We'll catch you up on the rest of the exciting news across the wide world of professional wrestling. There is so much happening right now, Sorg. I am so busy. The running gag in our house is whenever my wife comes up to me and goes, "Hey Matt, is there any wrestling on tonight?" I go, "Yes, there's wrestling on every goddamn night." That's the world we live in now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Doing the Lord's work so that you don't have to in your professionalized wrestling. I mean, that's I don't feel guilty for not watching Impact until the pay-per-views because I'm getting caught up on it when I edit the show. But it's wild because, like I was mentioning, I was catching up on NXT and NXT UK from last week, and I know that you've told me what's happened in the news, and I'll see it happen. I'm like, oh, I remember I heard that on Just Pro Wrestling News. So, not so much spoilers. It's just enhancement and preparedness.
It's always the trick is making sure that the proper context is given to these occurrences. You know, just because a match happens and a person wins, you know, there's a flavor and a texture that must sometimes be added.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know how it goes.
Like explaining, it's not just results. It's also explaining the intricacies of a Bray Wyatt Fiend segment.
That's true. And let me tell you something. I have not had the distinct pleasure of recapping a Bray Wyatt Fiend segment in what feels like 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We had our fun with that a couple.
I'm
weeks
pretty
back.
sure it's
I'm
done.
not. We do not have time to rehash this.
No.
We're not going to rehash
I'm
it.
pretty
No.
sure it's done.
Mad Mike and I had said our piece, and we
Yeah.
went our separate ways. And now we're ready to move on to new things to fight over.
So
get on.
very quickly, let's do it this way. Not necessarily what we liked about Raw, because I have a feeling there's not much. But for it looks like half of our chat room fell asleep during Raw tonight. Are there any high points they should be aware of? Obviously, tonight we now have a 3-way at Backlash with Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre. Is there anything else?
The high point for me was Riddle apparently breaking Randy Orton's brain for about 15 seconds.
Yes.
When Randy tried to make some comment, like I think Randy said, like, "What planet are you from?"
From Earth.
And Riddle like doesn't even leave a millisecond. It's just like,
Yeah.
"I'm from Earth, bro," and Randy just like stalls immediately.
Like I think he was trying to pop Randy in the segment. I legit think he was trying to him break in the segment because like me and the wife were both half paying attention to Raw and half talking about the circle, but that got us both. And I don't even really like Riddle all that much.
Oh yeah,
that
I
was
popped.
very good.
I popped for it too. I cracked up, and now I'm kind of starting to think like maybe this would be entertaining. But
I would like
I'm not
to
going
see
to
him
get
as
my
a
hopes
tag
up.
team. Unfortunately, we don't have tag team champions.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, yeah. We haven't seen the tag.
Unfortunately.
We haven't seen the tag champs since Mania, Sorg. Have you seen the tag champs anywhere? Do you know where they are?
I haven't seen them around my neck of the woods. No.
Okay, just wondering.
And
It might be
you know,
time for the milk carton, Sorg.
It'd be
Might
funny
time for the milk
because
carton.
you would see Omos coming. He's like 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need to put him on like a gallon of milk, not just a carton, I think.
Yeah. So you got the little school cafeteria sized
Mm-hmm.
milks, and that's the one you put Uncle Allen on, and then you get like the super tall ones,
Yeah.
and that's the one you put Amos.
You know, it'd be really funny if they just quietly stripped them of the titles. We never saw Amos again, and he retired undefeated, untied as a champion.
Just like Nicholas,
Just like Nicholas. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe he had to go back to school.
maybe.
Hold on. I bet AJ celebrated by trying to sail to the end of the flat earth, and he's still looking for it. That's probably.
Sorg, are you sure you don't have a moss locked in your basement anywhere?
I don't think it
Have you
fit in my
checked?
basement. No. I
Okay.
was looking for some stuff the other day, and no Amos here.
Okay.
Nope.
Amos, if you're out there, I mean, I assume Uncle Allen's fine.
Yeah.
He's a survivor. But Amos, if you're out there, please send proof of life to goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
There you go. There you go.
So we could put everyone's minds at ease. We're worried.
Absolutely. Let's see. Charlotte is back. Apologies were made. Sonya.
Storylines were repeated.
Yeah, you called out something. This is exactly the same as what, Mad Mike, as recently as 6 months ago?
Nia Jackson, Pat Buck from August.
From August.
It's the exact
From
same
August.
thing.
Right. Because we can't even go 6 months without repeating storylines at this point.
Like, just say she has to get surgery.
Mhm.
You don't have to do some elaborate story to write her off. Just say Charlotte is getting a surgery done.
I
Mhm.
mean, if she's getting she was written off.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
was the point of bringing her back?
Like 2 weeks later, right?
Unless she's like, well, screw these folks, because she was not very happy about any of the reporting by other outlets. You know, those dirt sheets. She she dunked on Dave Meltzer so hard this past week.
Really?
It was something. It was like a windmill dunk,
Oh,
double
no.
tweet, and just hammered him. Unbelievable.
Which, I mean, we all appreciate.
I
but at the same
appreciate it. I mean, I just don't understand. But you know what? This show is not meant to be understood. I feel like I feel like we've said all we need to say about this show. Is there anything else we need to say about this show? I want to talk about Max Caster again.
Oh my!
But he had a hell of a
God.
past few days. He was great again tonight on Elevation.
Yes,
He was on that new stupid sit-down interview show that they pushed out on their YouTube on Friday. That was funny as hell too.
How is that? Do I need to put that in my rotation? It's only like 10 minutes, right?
You need to watch the first one with Abadon.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, just,
all right,
just the
I-
previews alone.
I will
Oh,
say
you did watch that, didn't you?
I watched the Abadon one. I'm not made of stone. That was delightful.
Yeah, it was funny.
That was what, like, see, that's the kind of stuff I would love to see on Dynamite.
Hmm.
Because they don't do enough of it, to be
Well.
perfectly honest. Like, that was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about, like, take away 10 minutes of Chris Jericho speaking, substitute it in with that was lovely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
I don't know what the second episode was. I kind of skipped it. Max Caster's was funny. And who's going to be on next Friday? They promoted someone for next Friday. Who is the hell is it? It's Sunny Kiss. The next one is Sunny Kiss coming up next
That'll
Friday.
be good.
So we'll see
That'll
how
be
they do.
good. I mean, so I mean, the nice thing is like they're able to, you know, again, it's always like, man, there could be better stuff on Wednesday nights, but they really do sink into like with their YouTube channel with these other shows, you know, all the characters and everything. I mean, and that's for the deep divers. And you can always, there's always something that you're gonna like that you wish was over there on Wednesday nights, of course. But they have so much that they're doing.
So you're let this thing run a little bit here.
Okay.
And you'll see Max Caster changes his position in the chair every time they cut away.
Okay, I don't want to leave it on
back.
too long. I don't want to get
All right, just put it down.
All right,
just take it down. Just go check it out. All right, it's fun. It's a fun.
So
time.
wait, so he just like keeps moving throughout the entire thing?
Yeah, like it's like two shot. Max is like sitting like this, you know. They cut back to her. She asks a question. They go back. Max has his like foot up over the chair, and then it progressively
they're going
gets
like just shots back to back of him changing.
yeah, and it just gets more and more absurd as they keep going on until like the end. Yeah, and like the end, he's like behind the chair and everything. It's so stupid.
That's great.
but
That's great.
but like
I love it.
But I'm like, well, you guys know. I mean, I'm so on board. I don't give a crap now. I'm just like, entertain me, Max. Come, let's go.
You know what? They need. Is there one shot where he's eventually just sitting upside down? Because that's the finale of that gimmick. That's the like where they cut away and he's literally feet in the air, head
we
down
got it
by
right
the
there.
base of the
This
chair.
is about.
Okay, there it is.
There you go.
Okay, cool. All right. He did the thing properly.
He's upside down in the chair being interviewed.
Yeah.
She's got the microphone down to him. I mean, they're just lounge chairs, you know. And no, that's great. That's fantastic.
It's so stupid.
I didn't know because I'm like funny. I didn't know who this girl was or anything. They had a
That's
couple.
That's DDP's daughter, right?
Is it? No, really?
Pretty sure.
Her name's Lexi Nair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's DDP's daughter.
Or stepdaughter or something like that. And
I'm gonna double check.
Like she definitely has like the timing for this kind of bit. This is funny.
Because she doesn't.
Yeah, daughter of DDP.
Okay.
She just looks like random, you know. Oh no, they pulled another model to do the reviewing kind of person.
Hey,
but
I'm
she's
just
not,
happy he didn't
apparently.
name her Diamond Doll.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm glad I kept an open mind and I gave it a shot because she's doing a good job. So.
The Abadon one, I
Yeah.
can't speak highly.
And it's
of.
called Outside the. If you go on AEW's YouTube channel, it's just called Outside the Ring, which is the most standard. It's like what promotion hasn't had an
And
Outside
to be
the Ring
fair,
show?
It's not outside the ring. It's in a completely different building.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it is way outside
We've
the
seen
ring.
that.
That's
We've
what
seen
it's
that.
called, way
We've seen
outside.
this building
Technically,
before.
You know, we should call this Mayhem show outside the ring.
Yeah.
Technically, true.
Have we done the Mayhem show in a ring before? I wanted to one time. We did one at a wrestling show. We're never doing that again. But no, not in a ring. We did a commercial in the ring.
We should do a Mayhem show during a match.
No, we're not. You know what and I've seen it at several wrestling shows. And this is nothing against those people that did that. It's an idea to try. Especially if you're a little newer in podcasting. When people podcast during the wrestling show, feels horrible.
I mean, in the ring, Sorg.
In the
I
ring
wanna
during
do,
the
like-
well, we'll be doing that at the Stimulus Check Mayhem show that Bradley and Mainstream
Biden
Matter
Bucks
working on.
Mania.
Biden Bucks Mania, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Sorg, we need to do like full intro to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on this shit.
wait.
There's an entire fight happening behind us.
Yeah.
And we're all the three of us jackasses are just
Oh, come on.
commenting on random wrestling.
Maybe what we do, Sorg, is we just put a stationary camera on like a battle royal and just let it roll, and then we'll just do the podcast with just the three of us, and we'll put the new high tech state of the art Mayhem show green screen behind us, and we'll just we'll key it in. We'll do it in post.
We do, by the way, have a new high-end state-of-the-art green screen here at the studio.
Excellent.
So, I mean, if there's ideas, like we can make them happen. So
I mean, yeah.
I
Flying.
mean, yes. Well, we did have
all the usual.
We
bits.
did have on Awesome Cast. Chilla has an Iron Man hoodie that he wears, and he wore it to the shoot. And we had him. We had a series of tips videos that we did, and at the end of them, we actually had him Iron Man take off.
Oh, nice.
So if you look at the commercial highlight video over on our Awesome Cast page, it should be on the YouTube. You can see like that clip is in there of him taking off. So yeah,
excellent.
Yeah. So like we can do this. We can do this.
Okay.
So now is the time. Now is the time. How about a show at a wrestling?
Sorg, can I drop in a little AEW note one more here?
Yes.
While I have the attention of the
Feel
room.
free, because it makes me happy.
Because we've got AEW/friend of the show news.
We do!
Tomorrow night on AEW Dark. First of all, you know what? I'm gonna drop the first bit here first. Not a friend. Actually, you know what? We've met him, Mad
I was
Mike.
gonna
So
say,
he is a friend of the show.
We've met him. He's...
Marty the Moth is making his AEW debut tomorrow night on Dark. And in the most Lucha Underground nostalgia vibes possible, they're putting him in the ring against Brian Cage.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Like, there are two things that would bring me to watch anything to do with Lucha Underground. One of them is Dario Cueto. The other is Marty the Moth. God, was Marty the Moth the last Lucha champion?
No, you've blocked out the last Lucha Underground champion from your memory because you don't want to think about it.
It was fucking Swagger, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
God, because he had the gift of the gods, right?
There were things.
He had gift of the gods and he cashed in on Marty the Moth.
He cashed in on Pentagon Dark.
It was on Pentagon.
Who had beaten Marty the Moth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember the last like full match was Penta versus Marty, and then Gift of the Gods was cashed in. Okay.
I know. Yeah. Delightful. Anyway, also tomorrow night on Dark, friend of the show alert. The main event on Dark versus the Varsity Blondes. And it is gonna be, I cannot wait. TK is gonna mark out so hard for these big boys. It is gonna be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
A match made in heaven.
We were talking about you because what were you telling me on the DMs there, Matt, about seeing the main event?
I
I really hope
the
Liddy
weirdest
shows
thing
up
about
and,
this
like,
is
mauls
that
Griff Garrison.
oh man, if they bring Liddy with them, that'd be amazing. The hardest part about this match, about seeing that this match is happening, is my brain can't process the fact that the main event might lose. Like, it can't like wrap itself around. It's like, well, they're gonna win, right? They have to win. No, they're not gonna win. But like, my brain can't think that way because I've seen too much. And man, I hope they knock it out of the park. I've already been spreading the word. Twitter's been on fire all night since this news got out. Some of the people in the Discords that I'm in from time to time, from other parts of the country who are not familiar, and I'm like, dude, this is the match. This is the match to watch. You've got to see the main event. And they're like, I don't know much about them. And then they come in like 5 minutes later and they're like, oh my God, I saw some video. Oh my God, this is going to be great.
Just
Hell
been
yeah,
waiting for, just like Bill Collier, just been waiting for the world to find out about the main event, right? I mean, well, so here's the problem. Here's the problem. And the other group isn't announced. I'm pretty sure, you know, the lion guy, the lion and the top hat guy or whatever, that has like the piece of meat that's usually hanging from his mouth and the mask and everything. I believe they are also referred to as the main event.
There are 2 main events.
Yes.
So yeah, and so you see on this graphic, they don't refer to them as the main event. They call them,
and they don't for the other guys either. So I think
yeah.
they're just
they're just staying out of it.
Yes.
They're just like,
Well, it's like when they had 2 librarians. They'll sort it out.
yeah, and they did. Now we have none.
Yeah.
So soon we'll have no main events, and then we'll just have to go. I'm excited, Sorg. I'm really excited. These not only are these guys just like, to me, like, they're not been like, okay, there have been other like very obvious like national level talent who've come out of Pittsburgh. These,
right. By the way,
Duke Davis and Gana Jones are like so
here's
high level.
Here's footage of the other main event that we've been seeing on Dark for the last several weeks, who are also delightful, by the way, but in a different way. There's a guy in a lion mask, and then there's a guy in a golden top hat, and they're pretty great.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely want to see Liddy maul this frog tiger. Definitely. I definitely want to see this happen.
Yes. Oh,
but
man,
anyway,
if only
yeah,
they
the
break
bottom
Liddy
line
with
is like, yeah, like Duke and Gannon, they're awesome, super athletes, great gimmick, and on top of that, nice guys.
Mm-hmm.
We've hung out, we've chatted about wrestling before. These are cool dudes, so I'm excited. Yeah,
They've made moves in Mayhem Mania.
They have. Though Liddy has also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for Liddy to get his break. Dude, I mean,
I
it's inevitable.
think that probably passed when Tiger King hit its peak. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I just saw a tiger apparently on Dark a couple weeks ago. So,
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can't
What
stop
was
the
it?
lie.
Hey, Pat, was it Bengala?
Oh, the mighty Bengala. Oh, nothing but sad Lucha Underground memories. Oh, God.
You can tell I've been watching some late season 1 Lucha recently.
Man,
If I'm
rolling with that.
tossing out a Bengala reference.
that reminds me, I got to do my homework. By the way, Lucha Underground, Prince Puma versus Pentagon Jr. Is the homework for tomorrow. And that has been pushed along to our guest for tomorrow, Remy LeVay of The Culmination. Will be joining us Tuesday night. And I guess I can also mention the new Rise Grand Champion, Ziggy Haim. Ziggy Haim. She doesn't get, well, not Shima, but Ziggy Haim.
No, she gets it.
She gets it. Yes.
She gets it.
And won that from beat the Gavel David Lawless at the Poly Am Cult Party 3. That happened right in town here over the weekend. So looking forward to that. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Do you know what I'm calling that officially? It's going to be Ziggy Star Wars Day.
Ziggy Star
Wars Day.
It is on May 4th, and I believe established.
Wow.
I believe we established last time she was on that she was trying to coin herself as the Jewish space laser. So
yes, I even sent her a picture of the Death Star with the Jewish star on it.
Yes. So it's gonna be wonderful. I wonder if there's a Jewish Star Wars rap like when we were looking for Hanukkah raps earlier. Let's just
I don't.
make this.
I don't know if we
mean,
should deep dive into that again because the last time we went down a dark
Yo,
route.
we made a friend, or at least Ziggy made a friend, from the sounds of things. So I don't know.
Where we make enemies, Ziggy makes friends.
Yes,
That's true.
absolutely. Wait, who are we making enemies with?
I don't know, but I'm sure they're friends with Ziggy.
Have you been in my wrestling DM lately?
I was just in it tonight, actually. So
Can I have a calm Monday? Is all I got to say.
No.
Anyways, so so AEW doing good things, making me enjoy wrestling again, and maybe Mike too, from the sounds of it. The way this is going, they're giving him something he wants. So, dude, it's there's a lot of good happening over
Sorg?
there. Yes.
Sorg, I found something called a Star Wars Hanukkah.
Well, there you go. Let's explore. Put a pin in that, and we'll explore that. We'll explore that in a week.
I'm going to save it to my watch list.
Listen, let's not open the dreidel too soon. Is that a good rep? You don't open dreidel.
No, you don't.
Oh,
no, you don't.
I
You
need
don't.
a
You do
reference.
not open dreidels. You
I need a reference. Okay, Ziggy will set me straight next week.
you spin dreidels because they're
yes.
made out of clay.
Okay,
And then you
dude.
spin dreidels
Any...
because that's how you play.
Wow,
Second verse, same as the first.
Mike, you did watch Impact Wrestling pay-per-view,
I did. I broke my fast.
and Mike, that is our teaser for tomorrow night on the main show.
I'm still suffering from PTSD.
Okay, I was gonna give you impressions in 3 words as a teaser.
Post
but that
TNA
works.
stress disorder.
Post TNA stress disorder.
Um,
Uh,
I'll give some brief thoughts on it.
okay.
I missed hearing Mauro.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm not sure if there's a record for the most words spoken on commentary, but I'm pretty sure if there was, the combination of Matt Striker and Mauro
Oh jeez.
eclipsed it by 30,000 words.
We were having fun with the commentary Sunday night when we were watching that, right, Matt?
I've circled back around on Stryker now, and
From what to what?
from like, oh God, Stryker, to the point where I'm like, Sorg, this is actually kind of hilarious. Stryker's been there for 2 minutes, and he is like clutching his pearls for Impact Wrestling because he can't. What the whole the time we've spent here together in Impact? This is such an important time. Like, Stryker, you probably have not even cashed your first check from Impact Wrestling yet.
To be fair, sometimes I've heard that can take a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
oh. I will disclose that I was paid promptly and without issue
Sorg,
from Impact Wrestling.
Sorg. Disclosure: all jokes I make are going to be TNA related. Not
Yes, they
necessarily
are.
Impact Wrestling related.
That's right.
TNA related because PTSD.
That is
Those-
right. That
TNA
was Impact Wrestling, not TNA, technically. So
Even though there was a TNA champion on there.
that was so.
And technically now Kenny Omega is the TNA champion.
How about that? How about
crazy.
we're going into it? I guess
I thought they were gonna do a DQ. I thought they were gonna do it.
there's a
You've
lot.
been watching too much WWE.
They gave
No,
you.
I've been
out there
watching too
pulling
much
their-
TNA, Matt.
Dude, they gave you a lot.
TNA, Mike.
They gave you a lot.
He held a belt that said TNA.
You-
I'm sorry.
you got-
that belt is cursed.
You got a Hebner. You got 2 referees. You got plenty of people on the outside. Like, there was a recipe. They're just like, you're like, you know this ain't
what I
coming
want?
clean.
You know what I want, and this is never going to happen. So I'm going to speak it, try and manifest it from the comfort of my domicile here. I want Christian Cage as TNA champion again. I want because it's possible.
It is
now.
possible now. It could
It's
completely
absolutely
possible.
possible now. Like,
I mean, that's the fun of this game now. Is figuring out. It's now trying to figure out who's gonna win these belts
Mike.
now.
Mike, there was a scenario that we came up with last night after we saw that Slammiversary ad But wouldn't it be great if the hero of TNA Impact Wrestling is the homecoming of Samoa Joe
I don't think that's gonna happen.
at Slammiversary?
Because they did this shit last year with Slammiversary too, if you remember.
Well, yes.
They did the exact same thing. They just put out a video package of all the TNA people that were released from WWE, and most of them didn't show up.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
I can still
They
get my
did the
hopes
exact
up.
same
They
thing.
did bring in a lot of those released WWE guys from last year did end up in TNA.
Yeah, but
I'm
not.
sorry,
not-
Impact. God damn it, Mike! You freaking brainwashed me. Oh, Tina, good point.
Yes. Yeah, you want to put that out there, Matt?
Yeah.
There were technically 2 Hebners
How could there be
refereeing
two
that
girl
match.
Hebners?
How can there be 2 Earl Hebners? You had Brian Hebner and Aubrey Edwards, of course, formerly known as Girl Hebner. So I
That's
forgot all about that. I always
G-E-A-R-L.
forget that.
That's Gearl. Girl Hebner.
Awesome.
Man, so it is wild that Impact is just like, all right, AEW, walk around with our belts for a while. All right, New Japan, walk around with our tag belts for a
Do
while.
whatever you want with us.
Yes.
We don't care.
Yes, this is better than just being in a closet in Nashville.
This is better than just doing their own thing and being ignored.
Like-
This is better than that. But like even from the very beginning of this, we were saying like, what's Impact getting out of this again? So,
Mhm.
I'm
and I
honestly
think we
not
guys
sure.
also said, what's AEW getting out of this again?
I'm honestly not
And
sure. at
I'm
this
not
point.
sure. I think this is just Kenny just screwing around, but whatever. It's,
It is
see,
the
I
most
like- what it is.
Kenny Omega thing, isn't it?
This feels like it's a completely Kenny Don Callis thing, and Tony's just like, whatever, I don't
I
care. Do
love
whatever the
it.
hell will you
I
be
love
here on
it.
Wednesday? Go, I don't care. You know, that's like
Have fun, kids.
You know he's gonna go after Nick Aldis next, right?
maybe.
Like,
Like,
I'm-
or do you think this is it, or are there more? Do you think?
well, he has 4. If you
Do
count,
you think-
if you count the mega Triple H
Yeah.
champion,
He
yeah,
could
he's
stop
got
here.
4 belts.
He
Do
could
you
stop
think
here.
Kenny is going to win another belt before this all starts?
I
to
think
fall
he's
apart?
gonna win the NWA title. I truly think that
How long's Nick had that thing?
he's had for a while.
Like years. Like
I
4
truly,
years?
truly think that.
I mean, no one should be more willing to play ball right
Because,
now than
hell,
the NWA because they've got to get back on. the
Cody
radar.
Cody won it for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I know.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
It's not. They've done business before. I'm just not sure what the. They've not been. Well, they have been flirting with each other because
Yeah,
Thunder Rosa
Serena.
and Serena Deeb have been bouncing back
Yeah.
and forth. So
Like, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. I think you stop at 5 because, like, if COVID wasn't a thing, you could maybe get some New Japan stuff in there. I think travel restrictions make that way too difficult.
well, I don't know. I mean, like Finjuice have seem to be having no trouble bouncing back and forth between Japan and the States. I mean, if Kenny wants to play this all the way to Wrestle Kingdom, that's January 4th.
Oh,
That's a lot of time.
That's
Now,
way
I don't
too
know if
much
we want.
time.
Do we want to see this thing? I don't know if I want to sit through this for that long.
No.
But that's part of the fun now. Is
'Cause,
trying to figure
yeah,
out like how this is going to play out.
I don't want it to last for too long because it seems like it handcuffs the rest of every other roster.
It feels like it's crippled, everybody. So
Yeah.
it's. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work around it. I don't know what kind of direction AEW is going to set up for Kenny going into Double or Nothing. Like,
I have
who's
a
the challenger? Are they gonna? Is Rich Swann going to show up in AEW? I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, I've been wondering about this because you get plenty of AEW on Impact, but you don't get a lot of return value.
you do get the Good Brothers.
I don't count them. No, I don't.
You don't count them as value.
No, I really don't. I honestly don't because I'm pretty sure they wanted to sign with AEW anyway, and Impact gave them more money.
Mhm.
Like,
And also remember that sometimes it's more than the money, Mike. Like sometimes it's like the freedom.
No,
or,
no,
you know,
they're playing Scott Hall and Kevin Nash right now.
Okay, maybe.
That's exactly what they're doing.
What like remember they have the autonomy to do their Talking Shop-A-Mania shows and things like that. Like I think
they can go to New Japan if they want
right,
to.
Right. So I think maybe at the time the Forbidden Door wasn't there, or maybe it was like, hey, maybe it was a discussion with AEW, and then like that's when the discussions maybe started with Impact about, hey, maybe we do this. Maybe the video editors across the hall from each other were talking to each other and we're like, hey, what if we did this, and worked its way up to Tony. I mean,
I'd like to
could be
think that
anywhere.
this all came together with two editors screaming at each other.
I would love
from
the-
across the hallway.
I
at each
would
other. Hey,
love
what
if
if we
that's
did
what
this?
happened.
Tina's asking if we think we're gonna see Ospreay versus Omega. I doubt it.
I wouldn't count it
That's
out.
a long game.
That's a long shot, but
And it and Grant, I don't know all the intricacies of what's going on in New Japan, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Wouldn't that just entirely kill Ospreay's push right now?
I mean, I don't think so.
Omega
if
doesn't-
Ospreay is still the champion
Omega doesn't need to
On-
win it.
when he gets to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I mean, the money match is Omega versus Ibushi.
Mm.
So
Mhm,
do they
mhm.
want to try to get? That would take a long time to get that piece back together, though, because Ibushi's not set up for either of these dome shows that they're doing. They're going through Ospreay Shingo, and they're going to do Ospreay Okada. Maybe Okada beats Ospreay, and then you build to Omega Okada. But again, now we are sitting through an endless Omega title reign. And I feel like there would be a sense of like once it would get to like a certain point, like everyone would be like, I know where this is going. Nothing's happening until Omega and Okada do the dome on January 4th. So Impact and AEW are just stuck, waiting it out. So I don't know.
Yeah,
because AEW already feels like, what are we doing? Like the mid card stuff is good, the tag team stuff is fine, but there's nothing going on at the top of the heap really. Like you don't even have a whiff of an upcoming title match.
No, but
yeah, and I didn't know if that was maybe a result of them feeling they had to wait for the Impact thing to play out before they set up Kenny's next challenge.
I think that was important. I think you'll start to see it. I mean, we've still had Kingston and
Moxley
in the
but
mix.
It seems like they're pushing them almost toward the Good Brothers and not toward
maybe. I mean, it's really kind of a feud with the whole faction at this point. With them, it is my feeling at least. So, all right, this is the worst teaser since we pretty much did the bit now with Kenny Omega. But I don't want to get too long before, because I know this is going to be a discussion, because we do need to get to Falcon and the Winter Soldier before.
Excuse me, Sorg.
Captain America and the Riddle.
I believe, spoilers, Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
That's right. The early title reveal was the right one. So, especially before Tina needs to take a nap again. So,
by the way,
Tina,
you missed nothing else on that.
No, you missed nothing else. Obviously, we're just all sitting here still excited about
the Alexa Bliss guided meditation bit was kind of funny.
We're all here excited about last night's Impact pay-per-view in 2021.
Point of order: I'm not excited about Impact's last pay-per-view. I said I watched it.
You are curious. You are intrigued. You have thoughts.
Point of order.
That are not, fuck this.
Point of order. I have not said I was intrigued. I said I have watched it.
You've had not entirely negative thoughts. Okay, let's move. Let's talk about Captain America in the Winter Soldier. Let me put a pin in it, Mike. What did I say was going to happen? Everybody's going to show up with their new suits, and stuff's going to get wild. And stuff got inspirational, too. That speech at the end was fucking fantastic. Well...
I knew Sharon was the power broker.
That was easy. That was easy from the get-go, and they really kind of laid that in last episode too. So.
I like it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm cool. No, and I was talking to one of my friends. Marvel is really lining up badass bitches as villains.
Oh,
you got Agatha Harkness, you got Julia Louis-Dreyfus, you have Sharon Carter now. and they just signed. I don't know what roles they're going to have in Secret Invasion. Olivia Colman from The Crown and fucking the Mother of Dragons for Secret Invasion. I don't know if they're villains. I hope they are, but if Phase 4 is just evil Marvel women, sign me the fuck up because that's great. That'd be fucking fantastic.
And it seems like so yeah, Elaine Freakin showed up, and I'm not really familiar with the character she's playing. I'm familiar with the U.S. spoiler alert, the U.S. agent character that was revealed at the end. So other than that, I don't know where that goes in Marvel parlance. I just imagine it's whatever the next Winter Soldier. Maybe we get a U.S. agent show.
Well, Armor Wars is coming up too.
Armor Wars, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's,
Armor Wars is coming out next year.
Is that a series on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Okay. So like a lot of these faces could be popped up in that, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it just I mean the future is murky, but mostly because the schedule's been put off for so long.
Well, yeah, because keep in mind this was supposed to come out after Black Widow had already been in theaters.
Yeah.
So and there's a rumor that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is in Black Widow. There's a rumor. No, like it's unconfirmed, obviously, because no one's seen the movie. But there's a rumor that she was supposed to be in that movie, and then have it carry over into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right. And
but
there's
I guess we'll see in July.
There's a lot you could do with this. I mean, do we get a Truth Red, White, and Black on our surprise Isaiah Bradley reveal on this?
You know what I'd love to see?
I'd like to see it. Like
I'd love to see that as animation.
Really?
Animation with I forget the actor's name, with him doing the voice. Like, because he has a very powerful,
he does.
Like demonstrative voice, and I almost want to hear him tell that story.
He was not an actor that was aged up, was he?
No.
Okay, so he's that. Okay, so I mean, it would have to be like either him in an animation or a recast.
Yeah, because like Marvel's not against doing animation because we are getting Marvel's What If.
True.
Which features the last performance of Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther.
True.
I can't wait for that.
True, but I mean, there's just not a history of in-canon stuff being animation yet.
Not yet.
I don't count What If. There could be. But I mean, the comic books, kind of, yes.
And plus, the Marvel What If stuff is going to have all of the MCU actors.
Oh, absolutely. So
but I mean, it's not in canon.
And for those that don't know, what if is like kind of alternate reality. What if this happened? What if this person became Captain America? What if this person did this?
Sorg. Might I remind you, Doctor Strange 2 is called the Multiverse of Madness.
That is true. Yes.
Because, and again, this is, I've heard nothing about this. If Doctor Strange 2 gives me Agent Peggy Carter with a shield, please just give me that in real life. That'd be great. Even if she goes back to her home dimension afterwards, I don't care. I just want to see it once.
And I'm more prepared for this week because you know what happens when I get sick lately, and since I did go down with the shot last week again, there was a lot of dozing in and out of some Captain America movies, Doctor Strange, and there's like a lot of realizations like, man, Doctor Strange talks about the multiverse like right off the bat. I didn't realize.
He sure does.
Like things like that. So, no, I'm excited for this. Matt, you saw it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I would hope so after what we just said.
No worries. I knew we'd be talking about it, so I made sure that I watched it. I mean, it's kind of the same things I've been saying over and over about this show. The show's awesome. I really like the direction they took it in. The finale felt. This is always so hard to articulate. It just felt like it was kind of like it wasn't. I was expecting maybe just a little bit more twistiness or something a little bit more surprising. But it felt like a little bit like it was just checking boxes. But that's okay. I mean, that's a finale for you. I also I don't want to complain about something like this, but I just found it a little bit odd that like I thought so much of the action in this series was so well presented and directed and shot, and I thought a lot of the fight scenes in this finale just did not measure up to the stuff we saw earlier in the series. I thought like Falcons getting chased through the canyon, that was so awesome. Then they had that other big fight scene where they were on top of the tractor trailers. That was amazing. They had the stuff where they were in, Sharon Carter doing her thing, and everything in this. And there seemed to be like a stretch during this finale where it felt like we were getting into that just like quick cut kind of action movie look. That I mean, it can work, but it also can be disorienting. And it's the same director the whole way through this whole series, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there. And like, I hate to nitpick, and I can tell I've already offended Mad Mike with this nitpick, but it's just something that stood out to me.
Matt, he flew through a
overall,
helicopter
a
with
delight.
the shield.
I know, it was
blasted
awesome. I
through a
loved it.
helicopter. Like,
Are we talking about where the finale?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I thought the action.
Yeah,
was great.
I'm not saying it was all bad. I'm just like a lot of the hand-to-hand stuff got a little. It just wasn't to. It wasn't to my.
Well, you have to remember.
liking. So I mean,
like,
that's to me.
Yeah, well, like what, the hand-to-hand fight with Carly? Because you have to remember, she's not a fighter.
There was just a lot of like. Well,
Like,
I'm
saying this
cut stuff, and you can't kind of tell where things are and what's happening. It's a thing, So
I've heard that argument for years about the MCU, and I'm like, I've never understood it because I don't think
it's an MCU problem. Like,
It's a movie problem.
I don't typically find myself having that.
I
noticing it.
I usually watch a fight scene on the big screen, and it's so blurred I can't make out what's going on, and I'm like, I can't wait to watch this on the Blu-ray. like it's so sad, after you pay that money to watch it on that big screen, but you're just like, I can't figure out what's going on right now. It's just moving too fast.
I've never had that issue.
Oh, I don't know if it just our dude, Mike.
I really
Mike. Mike, I don't know if our theaters just suck around here.
Well, I mean,
but
I'm also the only one here not wearing glasses, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Could be.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's not so much like the it's not so much the shooting. It's the editing that's really disorienting to me. It's a lot of these quick edits and
but
and tight
you
shots
should be
and things
used to
like
that after
and I just
watching
think about that, and you think about like
WWE for all these years.
Yeah, well, I don't like it there either.
I have
But
other.
then you, like, think about, like,
I have
you
other
compare it
thoughts
to,
on
like,
those.
You compare it to like what we saw for the from the trailer for the Shang-Chi trailer, and that's going to be like some like full body, well choreographed fight scenes, and that's going to be amazing. And I just wish that
I think at the end of it,
we got some of that in some of the earlier episodes in this same series. There were some like amazing things. And I was a little bummed that we didn't get like a real like.
I think that's more of a character thing though, because like when you have like Walker against the Dora Milaje, which was a great fight sequence, those characters are all trained fighters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They've had hand-to-hand training. Like when you talk about the Flag Smashers, they're just a bunch of fucking kids hopped up on goose pimples. So they don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
They just have strength.
Right, but I don't think I don't think character.
Oh, I think characters
influenced.
I think it does.
Maybe it did, but if it did, I think they took it in the wrong direction. Because, like I said, I thought some of the fight scenes were a little disorienting, and I felt like I was a little bit lost in some of them.
Well,
again, I am nitpicking, so
yeah.
I'm sorry to drag you guys down this trail with me. But
the scene where Sam dives onto the bridge to shield some onlookers and then puts the shield above his head.
Oh.
And it creates like a perfect cocoon of America. Just fucking lovely.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was an audibly reaction to that one. Let's continue our talk about fighting, but in the sense of Mortal Kombat.
I'm going to dip out.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet, Matt?
I am saving myself. No. Because it was my birthday this past month.
Uh-huh.
I am renting out a theater this weekend.
All right, that's right.
Oh, my.
I am renting out a theater this weekend to watch it. My father-in-law had put it on over the weekend, and I went in the other room to play with the baby.
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I will dip out for a hot second.
Okay.
Feel
wait,
free.
There's
I'll
nothing
also
to
be
dip out
here.
for because you're gonna. I haven't seen it either.
Oh,
so there's
okay.
no-
Then we
Oh.
won't.
Oh,
We
okay.
won't. Then.
But this is fortuitous. Can we talk about Godzilla versus Kong?
Yes.
Well, wait,
I have seen that now.
I will just say very briefly, it is my second favorite Mortal Kombat movie.
I anticipated that.
And now you're going with Mortal Kombat, the original, Mortal Kombat, the new one, and then way down here is Annihilation. So granted. So,
I anticipated that.
but also the things that people have problems with Mortal Kombat, this new Mortal Kombat, I want you to remember, it's Mortal Kombat. If you're expecting Shakespeare out of Mortal Kombat, you're in the wrong fucking place.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to like there's the points at the beginning where my wife was like, "This is," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, what do you expect it to be? Like
It's Mortal Kombat.
like it's Mortal Kombat. It's giving you a lot of what was missing from the first two movies you've seen from the previews.
Mhm. There's one thing we can talk about because the Miz needs to be Johnny Cage in this.
Well, obviously.
No, this needs to happen.
Mhm.
The Miz needs to be Johnny Cage in the sequel.
Mhm.
Like, he is Johnny Cage. Like, people need to realize this.
Can I don't think this is a spoiler, Mike. But
Okay.
they did not show Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that.
Like
I'm aware of that.
there's a
Yeah.
reference, but they very playfully did not show you his face.
He needs to be Johnny Cage.
Oh,
He
for
needs
sure,
to be.
absolutely,
He needs to
absolutely. Unfortunately, he's on the wrong channel.
He's under the umbrella of the wrong streaming service
Yeah,
in the streaming
Yeah.
wars.
yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Excuse me. Is John Cena not getting his own show on HBO Max?
Excuse me, is he under contract right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
I'm assuming Cena's still at
Assuming?
Have you? I'm pretty sure John Cena is not a free agent for wrestling companies.
Well,
Pretty sure he's
No, I
getting
wouldn't
paid
think
by
so.
the-
I don't know.
he-
By the way,
he
side
was
note,
on the Miz documentary.
Side
so
note-
he's getting paid for something.
Side note, the biggest coup, I think, is the greatest thing is watching on Wednesday nights and watching John Cena pop up in the corner of AEW for Wipeout,
Promoting
Wipeout all the time. Good on you, TNT. Good
Yeah.
on you. You're getting it. You got this. So it's very smart people over there at TNT that understand what's going on here. You also get movies with The Rock. Going
you also
in and
get
out
movies
of
with
AEW.
Batista.
Yeah, you get a lot of that going on.
Like,
hey, remember this guy? Yeah, like they're very, very, very smart over there. Okay, we got about 10 minutes here.
Godzilla versus Kong.
we do have to address very quickly before Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
Tina said about Captain America and the Winter Soldier that they're lining up the Young Avengers too, and Eli
Ooh.
Bradley is definitely being poised to be the Patriot.
Well, there you go. And also, what was the other side note I had? Shit. Go ahead. I'll come back to it.
Okay, Godzilla vs.
Okay,
Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong. So,
John Cena. John Cena,
okay.
Colbert, doing the interview in his costume from Suicide Squad. Move on.
okay, so Godzilla versus Kong. Well booked feud, Mike, in my opinion. I got to watch this.
It's pretty derivative of the Batman Superman Doomsday feud I saw a couple years ago.
Well, I don't know. For some reason, this was a little bit more compelling to me. I really liked the first two Godzilla movies. I thought they were really well done. What I liked about this one, specifically because my 11-year-old son wanted to watch it, was that this one was not quite as intense as the first two Godzillas.
No.
This was more just like, let's just mess up the entire planet with fun giant things. And it was fun. It was wacky and got a little absurd. But you know what? For a father-son movie night, which is what it turned into, It was perfect.
Mhm.
We rooted for Godzilla. We rooted for Kong. We didn't have to pick a side in the end, which is
Right.
always the best. We all knew that was what was going to happen.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and when spoiler alert, when Robo Godzilla came out,
Matt,
What? That?
my son would mark it out.
Matt,
Hmm.
use the proper fucking nomenclature.
They called
all
him
right?
Robo Godzilla.
No, they did not.
They called him Robo Godzilla.
He is Mecha Godzilla.
We're splitting hairs.
Also, no,
Matt,
no,
Matt,
no,
he's-
Matt.
They
you
said
can't.
Robo Godzilla, and then they said no, that is Mecha Godzilla.
Oh well.
I also want to
So,
point
I
out
mean-
on Godzilla, if you're expecting Shakespeare, you haven't watched the Godzilla movie in your life.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Although to be fair, I would watch the shit out of a Godzilla Shakespeare movie.
Godzilla in the park, anybody?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. If we wanted to do like Godzilla and Mothra in a Romeo and Juliet spinoff, I ain't gonna be mad at it. That's all I'm saying.
Also, I would still watch the shit out of the Matthew Broderick Puffy soundtrack. One,
Yes, come
just
with me.
for reasons. So, not all the right reasons, but for reasons.
Sorg, no joke. When the hurricane hit the Bronx about 10 years ago at this point,
Mm-hmm.
I had the bar play that song during the hurricane, and I spun in the rain. I legit did that. It was pretty great. I was
That's a
quite
That
inebriated.
is a fucking New York City moment right
Yeah,
there.
I was quite inebriated. It was pretty great.
Oh,
They had 2-for-1 hurricanes. What did you expect me to do?
damn it!
But
Damn it!
I'll say this about Godzilla versus Kong. I didn't like any of the Godzilla movies. They focused way too much on the non-Godzilla aspects of them. I enjoyed Kong Skull Island. I thought that was actually pretty decent. I liked that a lot. Kong charging up a sickle with magic radiation was fascinating. It's a weird way to book a schmoz. It's a weird way to book a schmoz.
I mean, it was. I mean, everything in that movie was just like screaming wrestling.
Like,
to
do
me,
you know?
you know?
Do you know what I thought of when it was before Mechagodzilla even enters the fight? I said, "This is Triple H versus Brock Lesnar." It's what it was in my head. Kong is Triple H, and then but when he finally gets the sledgehammer, that's when it becomes even. But so I watched it with the wife, and she fell asleep, and then she woke up, and she was like, "How was the rest of the movie?" I'm like, "Spoiler alert: they became friends." she thought I was joking, and I'm like, "No, they came just short of like giving each other like the nod or a fist bump. Like it was pretty
It
close."
was almost like the John Cena gif that where he turns, he's like, you know, he gives you the little hat
Yeah,
tip, you know.
yeah.
But it wasn't like I wouldn't say they're friends. I was like, you know, it was more like kind of like one of those, you know, Godzilla looks at him at the end. He's like, "God, you son of a bitch," and he's just kind of like, "I'm too old for this crap," you know. He lumbers off. So, I mean, you knew they were booking a schmoz. So you knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got like I mean, maybe we'll get a Kong versus Godzilla too, and then Tony Khan will have to show up at the news conference and be like, "I guarantee there will be a winner this time. We will not squirm our way out of this. We are going to give you a winner."
I mean it was fine. Again, they focused way too much on the non-Godzilla and non-Kong aspects of the movie. Like I think Kevin Smith said, "Just give me the 45-minute version of just the big monsters fighting with each other."
There was like a little stretch in there where I was kind of like, enough of these people. Come on. We got to go on this side quest.
Well, there was just one stretch of that.
I only really felt a drag at really at one point, kind of toward the middle of it. Right after they like did the aircraft carrier thing, that was fun. Here's a question for you, Mad Mike.
Okay, yeah.
It's always fun to poke holes in the logic of these genius level characters in these monster movies. All right. So,
are you ask me to calculate the buoyancy of an aircraft?
No. We're not going there. We're not going there.
Standing on it, because I don't think that holds water.
No. It's okay. I bought that. I was like, nah, this makes sense. This is fine. So, and then no, but like after, first of all, the very foolish decision to go by water. You got three choices.
Yep.
We can go land, air, or water.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Godzilla? He's in the water. So which way are we going to take? Let's take the water. Then that whole plane goes to hell.
I'm pretty sure we've established Kong can't swim.
No, he can't swim.
Pretty sure we established that, like, because you'd think if he could swim, he would have.
Yeah. Godzilla shows up. Kong is handcuffed to an aircraft carrier, and I'm like, he's a little short-handed here. This is a tough spot for him. He's in a tough spot.
You're like, I think I've seen this match.
He's in a tight spot. The Kong is in a tight spot. So anyway, yeah.
And
so
honestly, Godzilla, kind of a heel for going on the offensive there.
Heals it up a little bit, but they did establish, like, look, these two, Godzilla's just, he wants to beat the crap out of Kong. Why? They have to do this. They showed you. They had the brackets at the beginning, and the thing.
They showed you
the tournament.
They showed you the ancient Aztec medallions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
like,
they did. Actually,
these are the last two guys.
They did. It is wild, isn't it? That they had the monster where Godzilla beat all the rest of the fucking monsters into subservientness.
Yeah. Kong got a bye.
Kong got a bye because they were hiding him on Skull Island, it turns out, in the middle of a hurricane.
It's WrestleMania 4.
It's WrestleMania 4?
It is WrestleMania 4.
It's WrestleMania 4. That's all it is.
This movie is all wrestling. But anyway, so the let's take Kong by boat thing goes predictably terrible. So what's the first thing they do? They find helicopters and they just fly Kong to Antarctica. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you just start with the helicopters? I know that would have meant no awesome sea battle.
Well, Matt, if you start with the helicopters, then you can't have the deaf girl going boop with Kong. You can't have that in the helicopter. I'm sorry. Like you know Matt, you know the rules.
I don't make the rules.
If a deaf girl has to communicate with an 80-foot tall gorilla, you have to have a deaf girl communicate with an 80-foot tall gorilla. I don't write these rules. This is in Hollywood. This is Hollywood's law. Pretty sure I saw it on the Oscars.
Well,
I didn't watch the Oscars. I was watching an Impact pay-per-view.
In the end, how many Meltzer stars do you give this match?
Well, hold on.
Are we going?
Because it was kind of 2 out of 3 falls. It was kind of 2 out of 3 falls.
Well,
this was a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Collectively, 2 out of 3 falls. Yes.
It was 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
And the third fall went to a time limit draw.
Yeah.
Well, because there was outside interference. It was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Is what it was.
Wait, hold on.
Except in a real stretch of your imagination, Seth Rollins was Mecha Godzilla.
Here I come, guys.
Came in looking, kind of sounds the same. Came in sounding and looking awesome, but was not up to the task. So,
Mecha Godzilla.
Shit. On that note, we need to close this up.
We gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
Mecha Rawzilla.
Oh, man. Mecha Seth Rollins got it. Show title.
And he totally did burn it down. Like
he did.
All of
Guys, we can continue the King Kong versus Godzilla wrestling debate over on the Facebook group or Twitter for Wrestling Mayhem Show, at Mayhem Show on the Twitter. Hit up Mad Mike 483 on the Twitters. Mainstream Matt with 1T on the Twitters. Tomorrow we have Remy LeVay of the Culmination on Prospect Pro Wrestling joining us on the show.
By the way, I hope you like this Rollins voice. It's going to happen at least 4 times tomorrow.
Oh no! I apologize in advance. Because just what we need is more impressions on this show.
Burn it down!
Oh,
Burn down
man.
Hong Kong!
We're gonna lose subscribers over this. If you're on Patreon and have an opinion about Mike's impression,
It's all
please
for the TikToks.
please let us know. Yeah, it's all for the TikToks. I got 4 notes and 3 of them are about Godzilla.
There was a Superman punch in that movie.
There was.
There
Yes,
was.
There
Oh,
was.
no,
There
there was.
absolutely
Mainstream
was.
Matt.
I both called it out. We were like, Superman punch.
Mainstream.
They
Matt.
even did the gimmick with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy where they tried to pry the mouth.
Mainstream Matt with a 1T on the Twitter. Just Pro Wrestling News. JP.
JP.com. 5 minutes, all your news, one place. Don't watch Raw. Listen to me instead. It's great.
At Sorgatron on the Twitters. Please go check out everything. Please follow Wrestling Mayhem Show on TikTok. That's new. That's new. What was you?
This Mecha Rawzilla TikTok is gonna be.
It's gonna be great.
amazing.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I'm not sleeping because I'm making TikToks all night long, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time, Mayhem. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.